There it goes. Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's live stream promoting Less Than Secret, a cryptid anthology on Kickstarter right now. You can find that at tinyurl.com/lessthansecret. The link is also in the YouTube doobly-doo. So today I have with us Angela Boyle, one of the contributors. Actually, before I almost forgot to do this, because I do this with everybody. I have their link to find their work elsewhere on the internets. If you want to be found anyway.
Don't look for me.
Don't look for Angela. She wants to be a cryptid.
Yes.
Good to see Jessica in the comments. Good to see you, Jessica. Thank you for joining us. So how have you been?
Oh, busy.
Same.
Busy.
Same.
Yeah. Life is weird. I've got freelance work and other work and cryptids.
And cryptids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you there. Things are pretty busy on my end too. There's a big change coming after the anthology Kickstarter wraps up, but I can't necessarily say anything.
Yeah.
Just in case some like peeps that I work with are watching the stream, so it's just gonna have to wait.
Yeah, that's one of the worst parts about freelance is like, I'm working on something cool, but I can't tell you anything about it, so just trust me.
Yeah. Oh my God, those NDAs.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so you feel it.
Yep.
Yep. Well, at least you can talk about Less Than Secret, though.
I sure can. Yeah.
That is Less Than Secret.
Very much Less Than Secret. We want it to be the opposite of a secret.
Yes, absolutely.
It's been a fun title because of that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we went with it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who came up with it, but
I think it was actually me because, I was surprised. I'm usually really, really bad at titles.
But you're the same person who came up with Awesome Possum, though. Give yourself some credit.
Well, I kind of regret that one.
Why?
Because I say awesome a lot. So when I'm talking to people at conventions and I say awesome, they're like possum.
Oh my gosh.
Every single time.
Oh no. That's like when I was at Awesome Con with Carlos, he was my table buddy. I would be like, awesome, and then he'd go, con.
That's pretty funny.
It was that way for 3 straight days.
Funny for everyone around you.
Yes, exactly. You know what, though? We did have fun.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to conventions again?
Yes, in a limited sense. I've been doing conventions since 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've done a very wide variety, and I'm getting very picky about which ones I will do.
I'm getting to that point too.
Yeah. So Short Run down in Seattle. Awesome. That's a weird one. It's like a zine fest is basically I'll do a zine fest. But it's in the Pavilion Center, the Fisher Pavilion Center in downtown Seattle. It's so much fun. There's just such a wide variety of stuff, like sure, a lot of comics, but like poetry zines and just the weird, some people I've seen do like embroidered books. It's a paper instead of paper, it's cloth.
Yes.
It's a whole embroidered book. I'm like, what is wrong with you? This is amazing. Yeah. And then Olympia Comics Fest down in Olympia, Washington. Those are my 2 go-tos.
Oh man, you're making me miss PIX, the Pittsburgh Indie Comics Fest. Oh, they stopped doing it. I don't know why, but like but like the Pittsburgh Zine Fest was, oh my God, it was so fun. I only went the one time, but the one time that I went, like there were people passing around like little zines that they had made. Like there was a dude that was like, "Hey, you want to have my shark zine?" And I'm like, "Shark zine?
Yes. Try and stop me."
It was just an appreciation zine of sharks.
Oh, that's great. Stumptown was like that. Stumptown closed. The year I left for Vermont to go to CCS was the last year that they had Stumptown, and that was my absolute, to this day, favorite convention. It was just like a huge convention hall of joy. Everyone was happy. I would walk in with like a bag of my own printed comics, and I would trade and come away with, you know, multiple days of books, little minis. It was amazing. Nothing inspired me more than going to Stumptown and doing all that trading and talking to other creators. It was amazing.
Right?
So sad they got rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really hoping that because actually Pittsburgh does not have just the Indie Comics Fest. They also have the Feminist Zine Fest. It's little, but oh my gosh, I loved the atmosphere there because there were just so many people showcasing so many things. They even had like a Girl Scouts table there once, and all of the Girl Scouts showed all of the little zines and comics that they had made, and it was delightful.
That's adorable.
Oh, it's so precious. And there were so many good zines there. And I love the atmosphere of Zine Fest because it's like you can come across anything, anywhere. And also you can just trade stuff.
Yeah. It's so fun. And it's usually cheaper for the people who are tabling, and it's cheaper to get in if it's not free, which means that everyone's more willing to trade. It's just so much more fun. I've done a few of the bigger like comic conventions.
Yeah.
They're so expensive. It's too stressful to make it fun. If you're not making like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. I will happily do more Zine Fests because broke artist, but also like just the atmosphere for them.
It's just fun. Everyone's so happy.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, what a fun, weird thing to run across. This is awesome.
It's almost like an anime convention, but a little more budget friendly. Because like anime conventions, people are there to spend money. Right. Yeah. They are there to like spend the money to showcase how big of a fan they are for a particular thing. I have thoughts about that, but that's for a different time. Speaking as somebody who is like really into particular fan properties, but too broke to shill for a lot of them. I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm not going to get into those right now. Ben mentions there aren't many Zine Fests in the Columbus area, but when one pops up, they can be nuts. Yes, I believe it. Like,
I love them. Yeah.
Well, there in the Columbus area, there's Ace of Cups. I remember that one being mentioned. There's there was at least one other one, but Ace of Cups was the first one to pop up in mind. And Ben mentions Three Rivers Comic Con out of Pittsburgh is one of my favorites. Yes. I actually knew the organizers for them directly because Three Rivers Comic Con is run by New Dimension Comics, and I worked at one of the branches there. They're super indie friendly. Like, really glad they're super indie friendly. I actually have some of my books on consignment with them at a lot of their locations. They're really cool people.
Yeah, the people who run Olympia Comics Fest, it's Danger Room down in Olympia, and they are just the nicest comics guys. They're so lovely every time I see them. And they sell tons of indie and self-published stuff.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check out Danger Room if they have like an online presence or anything.
I honestly have no idea. That's terrible.
You never know with some shops though. There are some shops that are like they have a really good like online presence, and then there are some that are like, no, you have to go to them like explicitly.
Well, especially now, I think a lot of people have really upped their online presence game. I know my local comic shop does a lot of. I think they only do online sales, and then if you live within like a 5-mile radius, they'll deliver, which is just wonderful.
That's delightful. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They're also great.
I'm so happy that there are like, some indie places that are like, yeah, we'll do delivery. I mean, we'd be sitting in an empty shop otherwise.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to them for doing that.
Comics Place. That's what they're called.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Support your indie comic shops is what we're saying.
Support your nice indie comics shops.
Yes, because some of them are not great.
No, when I lived in Seattle, I had to be very careful about which ones I went to because some of them were just creepy and weird.
Yeah. I've not.
Most of them were great.
I've not been to too many creepy or weird fests. But Ben and I could talk about Put and Play for hours if allowed. It's a story.
Always upsetting.
Yeah. Well, it had such promise too, but there was just
even worse.
Yeah, but there was a lot of behind the scenes finagling that like hijacked any kind of promise that it had, and it just, oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's too bad.
It was really bad. It was like, but at least like a lot of the creators that I met and bonded with at the show were still friends with. So like the vendors who did make it were pretty cool people. But
that's nice.
Yeah. Ben asks, this question came up with a friend the other day and I didn't have an answer. Are there successful comic shops that don't carry mainstream comics at all? Quimby's.
That was going to be mine. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the list.
I'm pretty sure there's others though. Like I hope
there's others.
I think there's a comic shop in like the Richmond area. My friend Susie would know the answer to this one because she bought comics from them and then she sent me a little care package of like zines and mini comics and things. And thank you, Susie, if you're watching this.
I think if I were going to start a business, I would want to do something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That would be rewarding.
Yeah. I've often thought about like possibly opening a Quimby's-esque store wherever it is that I end up settling, and then just like putting together little like care packages of zines for people and shipping them out. Yeah, or something.
I've seen like zine subscription services. I think I've actually gone through some of them, like sold through some of them. That's pretty fun. I haven't actually been on the receiving end. I think I'm highly addicted to subscription packages. So yeah, I can't get enough of them. I have a monthly tea through Sips By right now.
I should give Sips By a try because I was subscribed to Dollar Tea Club for a little while and I like their mixes, but they do tend to send a lot of black tea mixes, and I'm trying to limit the amount of caffeine that I drink in any given day.
When Sips By, you can say, I don't want black tea, and they'll give you just herbal tea.
Ooh, good.
Or just, say, no, I don't like green tea or whatever.
Oh, good, because like green tea is not my particular favorite.
Yeah, either. I gotta update my profile. I do not like green tea. I keep thinking, I gotta try it. I'm gonna like green tea, and I never do.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I like a jasmine tea.
Ooh.
That's a green tea.
Yeah, but it's like it's just
jasmine tea.
It's just white enough that it's not green.
It's the best.
Yeah. Jasmine is its own brand of mix. It's great.
Yeah. I like a lot of the flavored green teas, but straight green tea, it's not great.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way about oolong. Like there's just some mixes of oolong tea that I'm like, maybe this is the one, and it never is.
Yeah, and I rarely like Earl Grey. I don't like orange very much.
Yeah.
And like they keep sending me double bergamot Earl Grey. I'm like, this is the worst. I'm never gonna drink this. And my partner no longer drinks caffeine, so he can't drink it. So I just bring it to I work at the library, so I bring it to the library and I leave it on the table and my coworkers take it.
I take it back. There was one green tea that I actually genuinely liked. I was at a Airbnb host for HerdCon, the first year that HerdCon was a thing. My host was actually Chinese, and he had gotten a green tea, like it was air vacuumed, hermetically sealed, in a bag. But he had like a few packets of those, and he shared some with me, and it was delicious. But that was the only green tea that I ever drank that I actually liked it. Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah, sounds right. Rainer has a question. He asks, here's a question for both of you. How's it feel doing 2 Kickstarters in such a short span of time? It's exhausting. Thank you, Rainer.
Feels greedy.
It kind of does. Yeah.
I have another project that's ready to go, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do a Kickstarter next month or something. Yeah. Well, it's been ready for a year, but I got distracted doing Threadbare Memories, the Kickstarter I did in like January.
Yeah.
So it's just been sitting there. It's all laid out and ready to go. I just haven't done anything with it. It's very short, so I might actually do 2 more books kind of in the series and then do a Kickstarter. It's if you've seen my commissions on Less Than Secret, this is another example from that.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. So charming. Much adorbs.
So this and that other illustration are from the project that's waiting to go. It's a Beatrix Potter meets Midsummer Murders. So it's like 2 of my favorite things.
That is precious. Talking about like inspirations and things like that. Let's talk about the short story that you did for Less Than Secret about, what's the name of your cryptid?
Albatross. It's German. So it's not fun to pronounce.
Yeah, anytime that I see the name, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I had to practice a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure I'm saying it right. And I already have some fixes. There's a little bit of German in the comic, so I have to go make some corrections that some lovely Twitter user pointed out was incorrect for me. I was like, yes, thank you, tell me.
Yeah, German is such a weird language. Speaking as somebody who only studied it for like 1 semester, like it's so weird. Like it has, for one thing, it has Latin grammar, but it is not pronounced like Latin at all. And in other ways, like Latin is not involved in German at all. It's just in the grammar and how sentences are structured is where Latin makes a presence.
Yeah, I took 3/4 of Latin at college. But I've never taken German. I've been studying Dutch, which is it's similar-ish.
It's probably the drunk version of German.
It sounds like the backwards version of English.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Oh man. I feel like we lost a couple of viewers because of that.
Well, because I was doing Duolingo, and I was doing like the basic first few, and like hoot hot het or hoot het hot. I can't even remember what I was saying. When I say it, just sounds like I'm trying to say English backwards. Yeah.
It's like looking at it on paper. It's like, oh, those are words, but then you say it out loud, and you're like, oh, those are backwards words.
Yeah. When I'm not good at the Duolingo, I'm having a hard time hearing exactly how they do R's. Do they roll them? Are they guttural? Are they English style? I'm having a hard time figuring it out. But it sounds like it's kind of a mix, depending on where you're from. So
yeah, it could be a regional thing because I know German. They pronounce particular words differently depending on the region that you're speaking, because North region German is a lot more harsh than Southern German, because Southern German, they actually say ish, but in the North they say ich. Yeah, as an example. At least that was what I was taught in the semester that I had taken German.
I love language.
The language it's so cool, and it's so kooky and so weird.
Yeah. I took linguistics in a couple classes of linguistics when I was in college, and
nice.
If I were going to go get another master's degree,
it would be.
There's a good chance it would be linguistics.
Yeah. There's just so much about language that's just so kooky.
Yeah.
Ben mentions, do you need some consonants because German has extras? They do. They also get the award for language that invents new words for particular feelings. Like I don't think there's such a thing as existential angst in German because they have a word for everything.
Right. Yeah, I was just talking about that with Abe about how Germans have all of the best words because they describe everything. If there's a very unique situation, they've got a word for it, and it just makes it so much better. Everything's nicer that way.
Yeah, I know. It's like they're cataloging everything.
Yeah, which I dig. I'm a big list person, so
yeah. Going back to your cryptid,
Elvatrisk.
I'm gonna say Elvatrisk as often as I can, just to try to make it fit.
Get it in there.
Yeah. So we've talked about this in previous streams where everybody has done a different type of genre. Yours is more of a murder mystery type story.
Yes.
Did you talk with Ben about the structure? Because I know that's like his jam.
No, we haven't really talked structure a lot. We probably should, because we're both really into mysteries. Basically, if I'm reading fiction, I'm probably reading a mystery. I'm currently listening to Agatha Raisin by MC Beaton, which is like 30 books, and I'm on book 12 or something. I mean, she did it from the mid 80s until she died like 2 years ago.
Wow.
So it's so many books.
That's a
yeah. And that was just one of her series. She had that series, and she had, I forgot his name, some Scottish cop. So she had them both going. So she was publishing like 2 books a year. I don't know. She was amazing. I don't know how she did it.
Discipline, I'm guessing.
Yes, absolute. She must have been the most disciplined. Astounding.
Oh my God. I feel like I should go to, there's a YouTuber, Kate Kavanaugh, who has this kind of a video mini series that's like, I tried writing like, insert author name here. And what she does is she does research on how they structure their writing days and try to replicate it to the best of her ability.
Interesting.
Yeah, like it might be a good idea to like pitch this particular author to her. Consider like how many books this woman has written.
Oh yeah, unbelievable. I could talk all day about my favorite mystery authors.
Good.
Carl Hyacin, you want wackadoo? His are wackadoo.
Oh man, I love wackadoo.
Yeah, the stories are so convoluted, and he seems like such a nice guy. Like. As an actual person, he's really into the environment. He lives in Florida, and he's really into like, we got to protect this unique ecosystem. And if you like that kind of thing, read his book Tourist Season. It's his first solo book, and I loved it.
Ooh,
yeah,
I'll have to check that out. So many book recs coming in this particular stream.
Well, yeah, I also work at the library, so I keep grabbing books.
You start asking a librarian to recommend you books, they will come up with lists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry. I was looking at the Discord. I was looking at the Discord. Ben was like, I just realized we keep calling Abe a cryptid. Can we officially nickname him the Abominable Snowman?
Yes, the Abominable Snowman. He'll love it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
And it looks like Ben did remember the name of that other MC Beaton book series. It's Hamish Macbeth.
Hamish Macbeth, which that is a great Scottish name.
Yes. Yeah. And it was made into a TV show in like the 80s, early 90s. It's not great.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, they made Agatha Raisin into a series recently. I think it's airing now, or there's one season that's aired in the last couple of years, and then COVID hit. Really good. Does not match the books.
No, I mean,
but I think it's better. The book started in the 80s or 90s, and Agatha Raisin is not a likable character. She's like overly man crazy and super aggressive, and I mean, none of these things on their own are necessarily a bad thing, but she just makes them all bad and horrible.
Put into a blender and then to 11. Yeah.
And the whole time you're like, why do you like this man? He is horrible. And she never sees it.
Yep. I'm going to take a wild guess. As somebody who's never read the books, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that she finds a new love interest every book, and the love interest is the secret murderer.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, no.
At least it doesn't go down that trope.
No. It's actually pretty interesting. I've enjoyed it. Went off the rails in the last couple books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see where it goes in the next couple of books, because that is the ongoing story through the novels. Like, each novel is completely standalone. Ooh. But if you read them from start to finish, mm-hmm. you get to see the arc of her and this guy's relationship. Ooh. Or kind of her, discovering herself. It's actually pretty impressive.
I love writing styles like that, where like each book can be its own standalone thing, but if you read them like in sequence, it's like, oh, there's a bigger picture that is assembled. Yeah,
it's really cool, and you get to see the village that she lives in kind of grow mm-hmm. and change, and her friends grow and change. It's nice. Mm-hmm.
I'm almost expecting Ariane to pop up in the comments at some point and just be like, by the way, Discworld,
which I have not read.
Yeah, I haven't read that either. I get the feeling that Discworld is one of those series is that like the books can be read on their own, but they're also part of a series.
Yeah, I definitely plan to read. I've never read Terry Pratchett. No, I've read Good Omens.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who are like, I've never read Terry Pratchett, but I've read Good Omens. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people like that because I'm one of those people too.
Yeah. Everybody, don't leave the channel when I say this, and don't hate me. I'm not a huge Neil Gaiman fan.
Oh man.
Good Omens was one of the first things of his I read that I liked. Everything I haven't hated it. It just never grabs me. Mm-hmm. But after I read Good Omens, I read Norse mythology. Mm-hmm. I say read. I listened to the audiobook.
Okay.
Which he narrates. Mm-hmm. Totally sold. Absolutely love it. I think all of his writing is better in his voice.
His books are definitely the type that you really need to have them read out loud.
Now I have to go back and reread some of his, or get the audiobooks of his stuff.
Yeah. Because that's something that I've talked with my roommate about too, because she's not a big Neil Gaiman fan. And I'm like, try listening to him in audiobook form. Because the stories are much better when you read them out loud. There's just something about the cadence of them.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
It works better spoken aloud than it does like in prose.
Yeah. Well, and my voice has nothing, special about it, but listening it to in his actual voice, he puts all of the cadence it needs exactly where he wants it. I don't know how many of his own books he's narrated, but
yeah. Oh, he did the audiobook version of Coraline. I feel like he does a lot of like narration.
I would think he would. Yeah. He's got a great voice. I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't. And some authors should not be narrating their own books.
No, but he's one of them that like, he should be reading his own books.
Yeah. I think I did an audiobook, Bill Bryson. I can't remember what book of his it was. And it was fine. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't great.
Yeah.
In the end, it was really endearing. But I think I still would have preferred a more professional narrator.
Yeah. I will say this. The first time I had ever heard about Neil Gaiman, I was in college and I had heard in passing that he had written the Sandman comic series, but I had never actually read them. But the comics club was like, oh my God, Neil Gaiman is going to be at this library until we should go and see him. And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
I did that with no context. So but we all hopped into a car. We drove over to a public library in like the Toledo area. I don't remember which one anymore, but he was there and he actually read out loud from his book Odd and the Frost Giants. And it was him reading that made me go, okay, I like this guy's work.
Yeah. So I got to listen to him read Coraline. That's the solution.
Yeah. There's actually a audiobook version of Coraline that's like, it's like a full-on production. Like he does most of the narration, but then there are like songs that are performed by a band that play in between the chapters. That's just like, okay. And also just going to throw this out there in the Coraline audiobook. The rat sequences are creepy because they get other actors to sing the rat songs, and they're eerie as heck.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I love creepy.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Coraline's a good mix of cute and creepy, which is like my favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. The book is not necessarily cute. But it is very thoroughly creepy.
All right. I got to give that one a shot. It seems like something I would really like.
Oh, yeah. I think you would get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of it. I sometimes just listen to the audiobook again just to be like, yes, I need more creeps.
Yeah.
Rainer comments, when I had a masterclass subscription, I would sometimes just put Neil Gaiman's masterclass on repeat in the background while I did other stuff. He has a great voice, also good advice. Yeah. Yeah, I
might take that masterclass at some point.
I've seen a lot of ads for masterclass, but I have not jumped on any of them. I
haven't done one yet.
I haven't even used my Skillshare subscription. What makes you think that I'm going to use masterclass? Jeez.
Yeah. I have used my Skillshare. I learned a lot about Sculpey.
Ooh. Oh, are we going to be treated to more of your
If I can find it.
Oh, man, please.
I have this one.
Oh, my gosh, look at those. Oh, my gosh.
These are super fun to make.
Oh,
and you never have to water them.
I kind of want one now. Oh, my God.
And this is a sardine tin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Repurposing.
Yeah. Well, Abe likes sardines. And I was like, that looks like the perfect size for a project. So I think I'm going to use that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I just have to be careful not to cut myself on it.
Okay. 1 sec. I was about to grab something, but also. Yeah. Thank you. It's Boo Boo's birthday.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Boo Boo being my roommate's cat. But I wanted to showcase this. This was a present for my birthday last year.
Aww.
He's a little planter.
That's super cute.
He's got a little belly button. So the water can drain out. But
that's super cute.
It is so very cute. But I might just use him for I might just have to take that class to make Sculpey.
Oh yeah.
Succulents. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute.
Ben pointed out we should mention, if you like this kind of thing from me, I have a curio cabinet up on the Kickstarter.
For Less Than Secret. Yes, this is one of the higher tier rewards, the curio cabinets.
It's the highest tier reward.
Yes.
But it's very cool if you get that. The last time I did it, I made a little tiny book that goes with the cabinet so that you know what each of the items are and what their history is. It's all made up, but it's fun. I also made a little planter. There it is.
Adorable.
With this plant. I live in a cave, so my plants are never doing very well. But so far, this has been a nice little planter.
Good. It looks like a nice little planter.
Yeah. More Sculpey. Sculpey fun.
Oh man. Yeah. I actually have some air dry clay that I'm going to be using to make orbs for the Kickstarter for Jamie Roberts Volume 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because backers who pledge at a particular level all get their own personal orb.
Nice.
Yeah, they're not going to be very big, but
I also have some air dry.
Yeah,
that I haven't used yet. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I have a ton of air dry stuff that I'm going to be making the orbs with. I do have some I have some other sculptures that I had done with the air dry clay. Like I had this guy, little cat. He still needs to get googly eyes on him. Because I do have another Sculpey cat. Hold on 1 sec. This one is a little Cyclops.
That's so cute.
I made a bunch of these for Halloween. They're very cute.
That's super cute.
It's very cute. Rainer asks, how did you start doing sculpture?
Well, I've been doing it off and on for so long. I don't know how I got started. I think someone must have gifted me Sculpey at some point. This is all Sculpey, which is an oven bake clay. It comes in colors, but you can also paint it, which is super fun. I don't know if you can see it. These rocks, it's not going to focus.
The little rocks. I see them.
Yeah, they're I did a mix of translucent with black, but I didn't mix it fully, so it's kind of variegated.
Ooh.
I love how it turns out. It's very subtle, so you have to like be in person, or actually Abe's taken some really good photos of it. And I use Sculpey for like maquettes, so I did this of my Albatross so that I could figure out where those stupid antlers go, depending on where this little guy is looking. It's just handy, all around handy.
Yeah. Oh man, I've been wanting to make marquettes for a while as like a reference point for any time that I draw a character.
Oh, this is how I started doing Sculpey.
Oh my gosh!
So I called these guys buttkins. Weirdly, this guy doesn't have a butt. Usually they have a butt crack that goes up to like here. Yeah, so this was how I started with Sculpey.
Oh my gosh, that looks like something straight out of Aardman.
Aardman? Yeah, I don't know that.
Wallace and Gromit is their most well-known property, but they also did Chicken Run and a ton of other stuff.
I do know Aardman. Yeah, I've seen almost everything they've put out.
Yeah.
They very well could have been an inspiration. I loved Wallace and Gromit when I was a kid.
I really liked Chicken Run a lot when I was a kid. But then I saw Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and I was like, yes. My kind of humor.
Yes, so good. Everything they do.
Yes. Checking out the comments, Rainer mentions going back to Masterclass. R.L. Stein's Masterclass was honestly the best writing advice I had ever heard. Extremely specific to writing children's horror, but also extremely good at telling you how to do that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that. You know, when I have time to take classes again.
Yeah, exactly. I know my schedule will be opening up around the endish of May, but there may be another project that would take that space up, and I can't talk about it.
Well, yeah, and if you're busy for the next month, you're like, okay, and then I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna take a weekend off. I'm gonna read a bunch of books. By the time that comes around, you already have another project taking up that time, and you can't do that.
Yep, exactly. But like, I can't really talk about this project, even though I'm really hyped for it. But it's like, NDAs.
As soon as you can talk about it, you're just gonna explode.
Yes. Oh my God. Ooh. This is why whenever you get a particular creative in a room and you get them to talk about a project that they're a part of, they will not shut up about it.
Well, and that reminds me about the project I can talk about now.
Let's talk about
this. So I got hired by First Second to write a Maker Comics Live Sustainably. And so it's got like 5 to 8 projects. I wrote it like a year and a half ago, so I actually don't remember the specifics, but it's already available for pre-order. There's no cover. I've seen some of the art, but the artist is still working on it, Les McLean. I am so excited for this.
That is awesome.
But I'm like running in place because there's nothing to do yet. The release date isn't until April 5th, 2022. So
we got a while
to time.
Yeah. We got some time to build up the hype, and Rainer is very excited for the project.
I've seen some of the finished pages and it looks amazing. I'm so excited for this. It's got some great projects.
I'm excited really for you.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect.
Oh man. Oh, well, as it gets closer, I fully hope that you are able and willing to share some stuff. Mostly able. NDAs.
Yes, I'll bet they'll encourage it. They said I should share that pre-order link far and wide.
Good.
Yeah,
so that's something.
I can announce it now. We have a tentative release date. So I had to sit on it for like a year and a half.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was awful. I was like, I'm working on this really cool thing that I can't tell anyone about, that I'm really passionate about.
But now you can talk about it far and wide.
Yes. And it's I have there's a bunch of projects to like sewing and making all sorts of weird things. There's a weird amount of sewing in it, but I guess that makes sense for sustainability, is reusing, repurposing,
and repairing.
Repairing. Yeah, there's a whole page on
repairing is just sewing stuff up
and sewing's a lot easier than you think.
Yeah, it is.
Sewing it really, really well is hard, but just sewing it so that it works is not that hard.
Yeah, it's easier than you think it is. I actually made a patchwork skirt a while back. That took ages. That took ages, but I managed to make a patchwork skirt extended down to the knees, and it has pockets.
Pockets. Yes, this dress I have right now has pockets, and I love it.
Oh, where did you get this thing?
Her Universe. It's actually a Kiki's Delivery Service dress.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is precious.
Yeah, it's I'm covered in the thing, but it's got a cute little collar, and it's got this little red bow, and it's super comfy. Yeah, Her Universe, if you want some fan gear, huge variety of sizes. It's a great shop.
Oh, heck yeah. Circling back to Less Than Secret, as much as I would love to. I know. As much as I would love to talk about these dresses because they sound comfy as heck and they have pockets.
Yeah.
At the same time, Less Than Secret still has some rewards available too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that there's still some commission slots available, so you too can be drawn wearing a dress with pockets.
For me. Yes. Yes, we have got many commissions. Here's another sample from me, even though I've gone all blurry for some reason.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh.
So I'm doing the main, other than the curio cabinet, I'm doing these, this is 6x6, so cut off an inch on either side, and it'd be a 4x6 commission. Yeah. Pen and ink and watercolor and whatever creature you want. Cryptid, real creature. Yeah.
Or otherwise.
Draw.
Great.
Just a skull. That's fine too.
Sorry, my cat's scratching the wall. That's her being like, I want hugs. I don't know why she thinks that scratching the walls is the way to get that message across.
Because you have to pick her up and pull her away from the wall, and that's kind of like a hug.
Kinda, I guess. But she just scratches the wall anytime that she wants cuddles. So if she scratches the wall again, I will probably have to get up and physically pull her away.
Restrain her.
Yes. Ben mentions Angela's commissions have sold more than any other on the project. So grab them while you can.
They're still available.
Yes.
Go grab some.
There's lots still available. Also, I'm offering commissions too, if you want something a little more creepy cryptid.
Very cute. Creepy.
Yes. I'll go ahead and show a sample for that too. There it is. And it was upside down. There it goes. Okay.
I love it.
Yes. I love these. I love doing these sorts of things. So
white on black is fun.
White on black is so much fun. These are available. Angela's commissions are still available. There's 8 days left in the campaign to get these. So tinyurl.com/lessthansecret. Check it out. Oh my gosh.
Grab some gear.
Grab some. Support us.
You also have 8 days to participate in the Draw This in Your Style.
Yes.
This is from
Andrew.
Who drew this? Andrew drew this.
Yes.
It's the Rougarou. This is my version of his illustration that you can find on the Kickstarter, wherever that link is.
Yep. There's Kickstarter updates that has more details about the Draw This in Your Style challenge and also about your coloring book page.
Coloring book page that you can just, it's got the Elvatrisk, so you can color the Elvatrisk 5 different times because it's a circular mandala, and I've really, really enjoyed seeing what people have done so far.
That is marvelous.
It's so much fun.
Yes. If y'all would like to participate in these, check out the updates section at tinyurl.com/lessthansecret. And if you're going to post it on social media, do it with #lessthansecret so that we can see it.
And tag me.
And tag Angela.
Yeah. Angela B Comics on everything.
Yes. Which Good job getting that handle on everything.
Yeah, well, that's a recent development in the last couple years. I was Flying Dodo for a long time, but that's like the joint name that Abe and I both published under. And then I was Spaz Hands for a while, but apparently Spaz is super crass in England. Yeah, so I was like, I should probably, if I'm going to be online, I should not use that word.
Little
the things you learn. So then I was Inky Comics, and it kept changing, and Luna Valse and all sorts of names. And I was finally, I need to get all of these down to one thing. And Angela Boyle wouldn't work because there's so many of us.
Right.
So many. Most of them play soccer, I think. At least according to the news.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Angela B. Comics. Perfect. Done. It's my website. It's my handle. Yeah.
Marvelous. I've tried to get Kelsey D. Crawford on as many platforms as possible, but then the names are usually taken, so I end up with like Kelsey D or Kelsey C on some of them, and I'm just this is so obnoxious. Yeah. But at least with you
should have done Kelsey D. Cromics.
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 Oh my gosh, no! Like that, it makes me think of Robert Crumb, and I'm like, I don't want that association. No thanks. Oh, sorry. I noticed Boo Boo. Again, it's her birthday. She's
birthday
loafing.
Boo Boo.
Baby Boo Boo. She's a loafing. Let me see if I can get her on camera. She's right over there.
She is.
There she is. Mrs. Universe.
Catloaf.
Catloaf. I got no peats. I'm just a loaf. I cannot claim credit for that one. That one is from Cedar the Barefoot on TikTok.
That's perfect.
Yes, check them out. They're amazing. But yeah, it's her birthday. She's 8, I think, going on 9. I don't know. She's not as old as Bree. Like Bree is the token little old lady in this house.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pet free right now. It's very sad.
Well, what was that gray thing that was passing behind you earlier?
That was the Abominable Snowman.
Oh, okay. Cryptid sighting.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
I hope that's what it was.
It'd be scary to think of what else it could be.
Yes. Now I'm dying
Maybe
to get
it was
pets.
the Elfie Twitch.
Yes, that would be amazing. Yeah, the going back to the comic, so I had to think about the design. Technically, the design for the Albatross has boobs. And I was like,
it does.
So can I include this? I know we're trying to go PG-13. So I just designed ignoring that part. And I made it a boy anyways, so.
Okay. Is the Elshkatwitch Elvatrisk. Thank you. Is the Elvatrisk traditionally female, or can it be either or?
I think it's either.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure on that. It was actually kind of hard to find information. It was mostly just the same couple of paragraphs pasted on a bunch of different websites.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of information. I know they were kind of like the original Snipe.
Oh, okay.
So in like the 1850s or something, some dude was like, we're going to go make these guys hunt for the Elvatross. Like would bring them out into the woods and then light lanterns to, draw them in and then leave them out there. They'd all go same with the Snipe. They'd go back to the pub and leave the one guy out there like, whoa, what's happening? Yeah, I was like, gosh. This is too cute. Yeah, they're supposed to be super curious. So they would be drawn in by the light of the lantern to see what it is. Hence why I decided to do a murder mystery and use the Albatross' natural curiosity to help solve and find the murder.
So that's how that ties that into the murder mystery. Okay. But what about the little elderly lady that's a part of the story?
So originally I was going to do a story about how she kind of grew into the position of caring for these. So she'd go visit her family when she was a kid, and then ended up being the old lady taking care of all these birds. And I was like, I'm not really feeling it. So what would she do with these birds? And then that led to, well, I want to do a murder mystery. So they're going to solve a murder together.
There you go.
And I like drawing little old ladies. So she's a little old lady who knits little what's
Scarf?
that? Cape for all her little birds.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah. There's a whole backstory to that lady.
That is amazing. I hope that you do some like mini comics or zines about her a little bit more.
I should. Because they were really fun to do. I actually took a digital coloring class since I drew this comic and have been working through coloring the comic. So in 6 months or whenever the time is up and we can release our own individual comics, I might release a color version. Because I've been practicing coloring this and I'm really happy with how it's turned out.
Good.
So I'm the only one who did a traditionally inked comic. Everyone else did digital. So it's funny that I'm now doing a digital coloring of my traditionally inked comic.
Just a little, yeah.
But I've kind of been stepping more and more into the digital comics world, creation world, and I'm really enjoying it. It's surprising. I can't do 100% on there. I think I still need to take inks off just because of eye strain. I just can't spend that much time on the computer.
Yeah. One thing that has helped is these blue light canceling glasses. Ooh. I highly recommend them. They help so much with eye strain. Part of the reason eye strain even happens is because you're staring at blue light all day.
Yeah.
So highly recommend them. I usually switch to these right around like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening because that's when the sun starts to set. And one of the reasons that blue light is like also super obnoxious is that it tells your brain it's still daytime. And so I'm like, I need to sleep.
Yeah, I have 2 hours at the end of the night that I try really hard not to look at a screen. I spend my time doing yoga, meditating, and the very last hour is reading. 95% of the time, that is a paperback book, physical print. Every once in a while, I foolishly get an ebook. It's not the point, Angela.
Yeah. Have you tried audiobooks?
Yes, I listen to them in the car. It's the only way I can get myself to drive to work. I hate driving.
That's fair.
Yeah, I haven't tried listening to them at night. I should do that and knit so I can get more knitting done.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes is I'll just put on an audiobook and knit because that's about the only thing that keeps me going. When I'm not turning on YouTube to play in the background.
Yeah, I watch like Hulu or I've been watching New Tricks. Guess what it is? It's a mystery. It's a cop show. It's a British. It's old guys solving old cases.
Old guys, New Tricks.
Yep. It's actually a really cute show that I'm really enjoying. I started watching it when I got my tonsils out because I needed something I didn't have to pay attention to. But I've been using it. I'm still watching it. I think it's 12 seasons and it's still going.
Wow.
I think, spoiler alert, all new cast by this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not surprised, but
no, it's a bunch of old guys. They were retired. Why would they want to keep working for 12 years?
I know, right?
Yeah. It's really fun though. Yeah. And you can do it while you're, coloring or inking or whatever, because you don't really have to pay too much attention.
Yeah. Maybe if folks are participating in the coloring challenge for Less Than Secret, they can turn on the show for
yes,
that while they do it.
Or the Draw This in Your Style challenge. Or you can watch a couple episodes and you can do both.
Yeah. Exactly. Gotta shamelessly plug somehow.
Yes. Everything comes back to Less Than Secret. Now on Kickstarter.
Everything
with commissions from all of us.
Yes.
Or both of us.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to move stuff and the Bulbasaur looking thing bumped against my mug. Oops.
Yeah, I've been drawing on so I have my computer desk here. Mm-hmm. I have my art desk here. It's very cramped. And I have a adjustable desktop that I can move. And I like to I often have a book on the side or something on the side that I'm referencing that keeps falling off.
Oh, no.
It's driving me crazy. Everything is constantly sliding off my desk.
Yep. Oh, Ben commented, you gotta have abs. Always be shilling.
We're working on our abs.
Working on our abs. Yeah, we're working on it, Ben. Don't judge us.
Yeah, I've been practicing lately doing watercolor using CMY, so cyan, magenta, yellow.
Ooh.
It's amazing. I can't, because I was using, red, yellow, blue. It's not the same. So I've been using this card that I made.
I saw that on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a cool and a warm set of CMY, and then one brown to kind of earth things up. But now that I have this, I can go, what color am I looking for, and try to match it on here. And I have a starting point at the very least. Huge difference. I am loving it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have 2 palettes set up this way.
Oh my gosh.
Got one teeny tiny one that I can carry around. Oh, this is the wrong one. This is a different one. This one is set up similar though. You've got cerulean blue, alizarin crimson, and some yellow of some sort. But I also have a much bigger palette that I just set up.
Ooh.
All right.
Is that the next one that you're going to show off?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh my gosh, look at that beauty.
Yeah. This is fun. I've got a bunch of browns on here, so I can have a bunch of different stuff. Because brown, you can mix some amazing browns and amazing greens with the 2 sets of CMY. Yeah, something clicked. I took Wild Wonders conference, and they did. It's a nature journaling thing. And actually, they're doing it again in June, and you can sign up by the end of April, and you can get it's 5 days of 8 hours of classes for $85 online.
That's actually surprisingly affordable for as much classes as there are.
Yes, there's another level that you can pay $245, but that one is some of that money goes towards scholarships. They have a scholarship level you can get in for $25 or $0 if you can't afford it. And you get like a sketchbook and a pencil case and some cool stuff. Yeah, so I'll be taking it again in June. I'm very excited. I just learned so much. This CMY thing that I learned last time blew my mind. It's changed how I do watercolor. I'm just completely enamored.
I'm going to have to give that a try because I set up a palette. When I ordered this thing, I didn't realize how big it was going to be, but it's a little too late to return it now. So.
Oh, I have one almost that big, and I never use it because it's so big.
Yeah, I have a hard time storing this thing, but like at the same time, it's really nice to have all of these,
in all that mixing space.
All the mixing space. I am so looking forward to this. I'm gonna have to do that trick that you did of doing the palette.
Oh, so helpful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need to do that with this so that I have some references because there's like a variety of colors, but a lot of these are like blues. So yeah. Blues and browns. Those seem to be like the 2 watercolor colors that I got a lot of for some strange reason. I guess
mine's green.
Yeah.
I have so much green and blue. Yeah.
Yeah. So because like your past self was like, I need as many of these as possible. And then you have a ton and you don't know what to do with them.
I'm coming back.
Okay. Disappeared.
This is my watercolors.
Look at that!
Look at them all.
The tubes.
So some of them are really nice and brand new, and I love them. Some of them are really crappy old watercolors.
Oh my god! Look at that.
Yeah, this one completely dried out.
I did.
So I just scrape it off.
That's just a wad.
Let's see. Some of these. Let's see if I can find it. I think this one is from my grandma.
Oh
from
my god.
like the 50s.
Wow. And is it still liquid or is it like solid?
It was. I recently broke the cap off.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I better start using that color. But this one, the cap is still on, and it's still good. Still, the gum Arabic hasn't split out. That's how you know it's a really good quality. These ones that are all broken, every time I used them, the first thing I would squirt out was a big glob of gum Arabic, which is the binding agent. If that's what you're getting, that's a low quality watercolor. You might as well buy more expensive watercolors because you'll get to use more of it and have to throw out less of it.
Yeah. Like, that's good to know though, because there were a couple of tubes when I was setting up the palette. It was just like, it would spit out the clear, like gum Arabic. And I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. When is it going to get to the actual pigments?
Yep. Yeah. The higher quality, the less goo will come out. It should stay nice and mixed up.
To that end, I'll go ahead and signal boost this particular watercolor brand then, because I got this from Art Snacks because I had an Art Snacks.
Oh, I love Art Snacks. Another subscription that I loved.
Yeah, the subscription that I love too, but I had to stop using them because I was getting super broke. But
ditto.
They had these M. Graham and Company watercolors. They have the gum Arabic, but they also mix them with honey.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, the color quality out of these things is so good. And surprisingly, like they're still pretty fluid. I've had these tubes for like a couple of years, and like so far, no gum Arabic spitting out.
Nice.
So it's still blended, and I'm like, oh yes.
Oh, that's great. I'll have to try that. I want to try a honey-based, or at least partially honey-based watercolor.
Yeah, M. Graham and Company, they have those.
I'll try that.
They may have individual tubes on Art Snacks because I know Art Snacks.
Oh yeah, okay.
They sell the individual like art supplies. If you're ever like, oh man, I really like this one supply, but I don't know where to get it, you can just go on Art Snacks and get it there. I know that's how I've gotten some refills of these pens that I used to work with a lot. I don't work with them as much anymore because they sent me a new pen and I was like, no, but I love this pen.
That's how I got started on these pens. The Kuretake Fudago Kochi. I got one of these in an Art Snacks.
Oh,
you see that tip?
Yeah,
it's so soft and gushy.
Ooh.
Oh, this is one of my favorite pens to work with.
I'm gonna need to give that a try.
Yeah, it changed how I do things. It can go, if you're really gentle, it can draw the finest line, but it can also, it's so squishy. You can draw a nice thick line. It's a really juicy ink. Oh, I love this pen. Oh
my god, I'm gonna have to give that a try. Yes. Okay, I was about to give Bree a scooping because she was scratching the wall again. Bree. Yeah, Bree. Oh, and there she goes. Let me see if I can go back. Okay. Am I gonna catch the kitty? I'm back
here. The cat catch game.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Throwing a little hissy fit, but you're fine. Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Well, that's
I just want to scratch the walls.
And away she goes. She's probably going to go hide in the cave. We have a little like cave like under the seashell lamp.
Nice.
The seashell.
Nice.
Lamp. Yeah, we have a little cave
Oh, nice.
Yep.
A safety cave.
Yeah, she likes to hide in that anytime that she's getting really fussy.
I was just reading, have you read Hyperbole and a Half?
Oh, man.
She just put out the second, well, not just, but she put out the second book. Mm-hmm. I just finished that. It's really, really good. Ooh. It's kind of about dealing with becoming a nihilist.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
It's really good. It kind of explains why she disappeared for 6 years, but there's some great cat comics in there that make me think of that cave.
The cat comics? I thought she had dogs the last time.
Yeah, there's also dog comics.
Okay. I remember her dog comics in particular because she had the one that was like super neurotic.
Stupid dog.
But super stupid. Yes. It was just like riding in the back seat and getting car sick and then going, bleh! Look, I need food! I'm magical! And then just
I love those comics. Yeah. She's got even more dogs featured in this one.
Good.
Another 6 years worth of dogs that she met, and some cats, and some weird children comics.
Oh, I love the weird children comics.
Oh, there's some really good ones. Like the whole time you're like, what? Mm-hmm. How are these living beings? Mm-hmm. Actually, she does, I think, what are also called hybrid books, because it's a combination of illustrations, comics, and prose, which is what I did for Less Than Secret.
I'm bringing it back around. I was about to bring it up too.
And so I was inspired by Posey Simmons, who did, I blanked at all the names. Cassandra Dark, and Posey Simmons is the creator. They're all like a person's name. Gemma Bovary and one other. She does all these. I think they actually get published page by page in The Guardian.
Oh.
And then get collected in a book. They're so cool. I love everything about them. But Ali Broche does a similar thing. Yes, prose and comics.
I feel like I've heard Ali Broche, and I don't remember where.
Hyperbole and a Half. It's Hyperbole and a Half. Yeah.
Okay.
And Solutions and Other Problems is the new book.
Okay.
I highly recommend it, especially if you have already dealt with nihilism and aren't in denial yourself.
Yeah. I totally blanked on her name for Hyperbole and a Half. It's been a while since I read her stuff. So I'm going to have to check that out.
She's great.
Yeah.
Sad, but great.
She was also a guest on Tabletop, the tabletop RPG game that Will Wheaton hosted. Like, she was a special guest on one of the episodes. I do not remember which one though.
I might have to look that up.
Yeah, like I think she might have been in the episode with Markiplier, but I do not remember. Because Markiplier was a guest on there at one point too. Ben mentioned the comics prose combo in Angela's story is super cool.
I'm very happy with it. I'm going to be doing more of that. So if you want to see more, keep an eye.
It turned out really well, not going to lie.
Thank you.
Oh, Ben mentioned the episode that Hyperbole and a Half popped up in was Marvel Legendary. And it was the episode with Markiplier. Okay. I did not hallucinate that. Cool. So might be something to check out later.
Yes, it is.
Yes. I really liked the tabletop episode with Chris Hardwick when they were playing the tabletop version of Dragon Age. That one was a fun one.
Who is Chris Hardwick?
Chris Hardwick, he hosted a show on Comedy Central for a while. Like, I don't remember what it's called though.
His name is super familiar.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of like indie productions of sorts, but other than that one show that he hosted on Comedy Central, I cannot tell you what else that he's been in. Yeah, he's been involved with Nerdist Productions though. That helps. I don't know if that.
No, I never pay attention to what's actually on screen.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. I'm sorry, video creators.
Carlos mentioned he does the Walking Dead post-shot host. Okay.
I must have just heard a lot of people talking about him before.
Yeah.
Sounds like he does a lot of stuff. Yeah.
He's a guy that people talk a lot about because he just pops up in inopportune places. And you're just like, oh, that's Chris Hardwick. What's he doing here? He's that kind of guy. Oh, post-show. Okay. I was wondering, I was like, post-shot? It's post-show. Okay.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Although I can see post-shot.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with the propensity of shows like Talks Machina popping up and being like, so now that this episode of the campaign is done, let's talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like there's all kinds of talk shows like this one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This one's more of like a stream of consciousness kind of.
Yes.
That it works.
It does.
Yep. Post-shot coming soon. Yep. Speaking of post-shots, tea.
I know. I just ran out. I'm very sad.
I ran out a little while ago. I am sad too.
I know. Second cup. I should be fine, but I don't really drink tea for the caffeine, so.
That's why I don't really drink black tea very much. Not unless I like wake up super duper late and I'm like, this isn't enough for coffee.
The caffeine doesn't really do anything for me.
It's the Abominable Snowman.
Abominable Snowman making tea.
Oh my gosh.
It's his biggest talent. It's not. Yeah. It's not. He's actually a very good photographer as well, ironically.
Ironic because when he's spotted anywhere else, he's a blur.
Because when you're spotted anywhere else, you're a blur. He didn't get it.
Oh.
He's my T-Man. I actually need to make do an illustration of T-Man. He-Man, but with T.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
When I have time in my copious amounts of free time.
Yeah. That's the life of freelancing though. It's like you're jam-packed with stuff for like 3 months or so, and then all of a sudden you got a whole stretch of nothing.
Yeah, and that is how I finished Threadbare Memories. I went, oh, I have nothing to do. I am going to work every second on getting this stupid book done because I've been working on it for 3 years.
Yep.
And boom, I finished it. Yeah. It was great.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the next dry patch that I have because I'm going to do so many things with the dry patch that I have. I have a list. I have a list of things that I can do.
Yeah, I keep trying to have a list of things to do. I have a weekly planner, and there's a goals. I love this planner. It's the Live Blue Whale planner or something. Ooh, I love it. This is my second one, and I don't know why I keep going blurry. Sorry, because I'm also a cryptid.
You're also a cryptid.
But it's got a goals for the week section on every week spread. So I write down all of the projects I'm working on to be like, get in there.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't forget.
Yeah. I've been using a bullet journal type system to keep track of like, I've broken down what it is that I need to get done for the Jamie Roberts Kickstarter to make sure that rewards are fulfilled by the deadlines that I have imposed on myself. Ben mentioned putting your artwork near the camera seems to reset the focus.
Don't know. Look at this one again.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Show off the Kickstarter commission samples. See if that helps. Also, it's adorable.
Yeah, I've forgotten their names though. I wrote these so long ago. I don't remember what I called them. His name is Yeah, it worked. Good job, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, this one's name is Ambrose, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ambrose the little weasel. I love it. Also, Weasel in a suit is adorable.
Yeah, I really got to do more with this. They are so much fun to draw. Yeah. And Beatrix Potter. I love Beatrix Potter. When I was in 9th grade, or the summer before 9th grade, I did a people-to-people student ambassador program. Ooh. I got to go to the UK, and we kind of like toured around and visited various governments. It was like for a month or something. But as part of that, I actually got college credit by writing an essay about something related to the UK, and I chose Beatrix Potter.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know where my essay went, so I have no idea what I wrote about.
Damn it.
I know.
Oh. But yeah, that's like I had some like Latin, I had done some projects for Latin class that are like translated into Latin that I had gotten really good marks on, and I don't have those anymore. And it's like, dang it. I even had like some kind of like prose comic-y type things, like what you did for Less Than Secret, and I had done those in Latin, and now I don't have them anymore.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, like a part of me kind of wished that I kept them just so I could redraw the art, because this was high school art and it was awful.
Yeah.
But still, like the thing was there.
When I took Latin, I took it over the course of a year. So for Christmas one year, someone got me a Latin joke book, so I could learn to say a bunch of jokes in Latin. I have it somewhere. I've never memorized the questions and answers.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, but that would be fun though.
Yes. I should have done it at the time, but taking it to class.
Mm-hmm.
Except for I was one of those people who hides in the back of the class and just hopes that I never have to speak up.
Oh.
Yeah. When I took classes with Abe, he likes to sit in the front and have direct conversations with the instructor during class. So we had very opposing styles, and we took a couple of history of science classes.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking for us to take those classes together, because we wanted to sit next to each other, but I didn't want anyone to look at me ever, and he wanted to talk with the teacher, and I was like, please don't, because I kept falling asleep. I did fine.
I was the student that would usually be in the middle, because sometimes I would like to engage, and then sometimes I just wanted to write notes. So like it was a nice little balance being in the middle-ish seats.
Yeah. That was our compromise, was kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
And me doing this whenever Abe would talk. Don't look at me.
Yeah. You're more of a behind the scenes kind of person.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I know you did a lot to help us out with the behind the scenes stuff for Less Than Secret.
I love behind the scenes stuff.
Yes. That's why you edited Awesome Possum.
Yes. Yep. I did all the behind the scenes stuff there. Editing and layout, and I love all that stuff.
Yeah. The behind the scenes stuff that you did for Less Than Secret was the coloring book page. You were also like the go-to consultant for like anthology stuff, because you had done this stuff before.
Yeah, we've got 4 awesome possums. And just planning. I'm good at planning. I also tried really hard not to go like, this is what you need to do. Why are you doing it? I was like, no, this isn't my project. I'm just here to like give advice.
Yep.
Let you guys do your thing.
Yep. Ben mentioned Angela was great at telling Rainer and me when we were wrong.
I tried to be super nice about it. I'm very direct. It's something I'm working on. It was really bad at some past jobs. Where I'd be like, no, that's dumb. Oh, I mean, no, here's a reason I disagree. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be really bad about that too. I like to think I'm getting better at it, where it's like, well, how about you try this instead? Because I feel like that might go in a better direction.
Yeah. I try to make it more constructive rather than straight.
Yeah.
Explain my reasoning is I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about in a previous chat, it was with Andrew and Ian, I had talked about Bill. Bill, the guy who had never taken an art class in his life and then went to get an MFA in painting. And how anytime that in the critique circles, he would just listen to everybody, but it would like fly over his head because he didn't understand any of the terminology at all. So it's like, I try to keep that in mind when I try to give feedback, is like, because I've worked with a lot of people who surprisingly do not understand a lot of terms that you just want to throw at them to be like, so this is why you're wrong. But you also got to explain it to them, like, why it is that they may be mistaken in a way that they would get, because maybe they don't know the terminology for it.
Well, and I have the skill of re-explaining things. I was a technical writer for 8 years. I had to explain, here's this dumb software that works this dumb way, but you have to do it this way. And I'd have to be able to explain it in multiple different forms so that different people could get different things out of it. So I just need to use that skill.
Skill of being able to repeat yourself
without repeating yourself
in different ways.
Yes. And I definitely sometimes I rely too much on the fact that I had worked there for 8 years on the same team and be like, well, here's my shorthand. And they'd be like, I still don't get it. And I was like,
yeah.
And there were some times where it would have to go on the whiteboard. The only way to explain it was to be like, okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do you get it yet? No. Okay. Well, okay. How about here's another metaphor.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of exhausting.
Yep. Ben mentioned both of you were critical to this project getting made. Your experience really helped steer us in the right direction when we veered, and we veered a lot. Well, thank you, my dude. I wish I could tell you what kind of feedback that I could give, but like, I feel like it was more in the vein of like going into Kickstarter and how to structure a thing and all that stuff, because I've done so many. But like, other than that, I'm just like, I try to help however I can, but I can't tell you how.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the struggle of advising something like this. Here's my best advice. Take it how you want.
Exactly.
And we're not the same.
Yeah. Make do with what I give you.
I really like lists and schedules. And one of my biggest advice pieces was that if you're running an anthology, no one is going to hit the deadline, or like 10% of the people will hit the deadline. So I always, and that happened. And I always include that in my timeline for myself, but not for the creators. I always expect people to be late. So if you're doing an anthology with me, don't expect that. I have cut people because they couldn't hit a deadline, but
just be prepared for people to miss the deadlines. I don't think I made the first one, but I made the last one.
Thank you.
It is the Abominable Snowman.
Sneaking away
like the cryptid that he is.
To hide behind his bookcase.
Yep, exactly. Sorry. I have to build the bridge. Cryptids, Abominable Snowman. And sometimes we joke that Bree is a cryptid too. And when you were talking about your cat catching game is good. Well, it helps that she's old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I had to learn how to catch her more often than not because she's so old, her teeth are starting to rot out. To slow that down a bit, I've had to give her medicine on occasion that you have to like squeeze into her mouth. So I got really good at catching her before she could run away from me completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had my
professional cat wrangler.
Yeah, my cat was my cat was awful. Ben knows.
Yeah.
She never really got sick. So I think I got her spayed, and that was the only time I really took her to the vet. My dogs, on the other hand, they're really easy to give medicine to.
I think on some level dogs are just like, okay.
Well,
they do it out of love for you.
And partly our dogs were very food motivated. So you put it in a little bit of cheese or peanut butter and they would never know. And one of them, Nisa, had Addison's disease. So she had to go to the vet every 3 weeks to get a shot. And when it was diagnosed, she was basically almost dead. She couldn't walk to the vet. Abe had to carry her over. Fortunately, it was just across the street or something. He carried her into the vet and she walked out after getting the shot.
Wow.
It was a huge difference. And I think feeling that made her go, oh, the vet rocks. So taking them in a vet was easy. Giving them pills was easy. It made a huge difference.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm fortunate that here in this area, there's actually a cat exclusive clinic. And Yeah, and I was able to actually like go in with her because the previous vet that I took Bree to, they were like, you have to wait out in the car because COVID. And I'm like, I understand that. At the same time, Bree hates the vet and she needs me to be there as her comfort human.
Yeah.
So thankfully though, the cat clinic that I took her to, they let me in, and like that helped Bree calm down a lot more, and she actually was much calmer at this particular clinic because there was like no weird dog smells, there was no other weird animal smells, and she was able to just sniff around and explore and do her own little cat thing, but it was like safe for her to do that. And I'm like,
nice.
Oh, that's really, really nice. So I'm glad that exists. So
yeah,
I don't know if she'd be necessarily hyped to go back to the vet again,
yeah,
but I think this might be a better, calmer experience for her to go back there.
So our dogs once escaped from the yard.
Oh no.
And because some gardener had come and then left the back gate open.
Oh no.
And we got a call from the vet. They were like, are your dogs supposed to be here? They had escaped from the yard to go to the vet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That says something about the fairness of your vet.
And how many treats they got when they went to the vet. They were very food motivated. Ernie, the younger of the two, we didn't realize that he had been eating his food and then kicking Nisa off of her food and eating all of hers too. So he was a 55-pound corgi.
Oh my gosh.
He was nicknamed Sausage because he looked like a sausage with tiny little feet. Because he was very big. We took him to the vet, and the vet looks down at him and goes, "Oh, you're a little fat ass." Ernie looks at him and goes, "Bark." Yeah. But after that, he got down to 35 pounds and was just fine. So
okay.
Yeah.
But that's so funny that your dog tried to argue with the vet about it.
Yeah, just the one bark, very sternly. What are you saying?
That's like anytime that I catch Bree trying to do something, I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And she just looks up at me and goes, "Ee." And she tries to argue with me, and I'm like, "Don't you try."
Yeah, I took a shower, came out, and found Ernie on the couch, looking over the arm at me, just wiggling his butt, and I was like, "What did you do?" And then I looked over, and we had the big sliding glass doors into the back, and there was a big patch of sunlight, and in that sunlight there was 4 Costco muffin wrappers. He had pulled the Costco muffin thing off of the table, taken 4 out and eaten them, and the only reason he hadn't eaten the last one is because he missed and he had shoved the plastic underneath. So there was a big like puddle of dog snot in the plastic underneath the one remaining muffin.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh geez.
Yeah, he was the best. And it's just like you knew he was bad because he'd be like,
"Oh, he would be shaking."
Well, he'd be wiggling his butt and be like, "I did nothing. I'm
fine. I did nothing. This is my play butt. This is my play butt." Yep.
Soon, I think in the next year we'll get another dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck finding a pupper.
Thank you.
Yeah. I thinking about Bree, like she does this thing where if she's being super extra neurotic because this cat is so high energy, she will like notice her tail and she will do what I call the evil butt serpent chase, because she seems to regard the tail as some kind of evil butt serpent, and she will actively like bat at it.
Oh jeez.
Like,
oh, that's great.
I have caught pictures of her doing this, where she's just like, she's curled up and she starts grooming, and all of a sudden her tail will start to twitch, and she's just like,
yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, is your evil butt serpent at it again?"
Oh, I love pets so much.
Me too. I could talk about Bree all day because she's
Yep.
She's so old and neurotic, and I love her.
Yep.
Ben's feedback. Do not body shame me, sir.
Yep. No, I think in that case he was right. He was getting too much food.
Yeah, he was getting a little big.
He lost like 50% of his weight almost.
Yeah.
So we lived on the 3rd floor, and it was all outdoor stairs, so they were wooden. Mm-hmm. And there was 3 stripes all the way up to the 3rd floor, where his 2 little feet would hit, and then his back 2 feet would hit, and then the 3rd one where it's where his belly would hit. He was a little too big.
He was a chunk.
Yeah, our neighbors downstairs nicknamed him Sausage.
Oh.
Yeah, they really liked our dogs. They were big stoners. And we knew that because Nisa would look around, look at the floor, go... And I think she was sniffing in all the pot coming up through the floor.
Yep. The pets really like pot for some reason. Because, like...
Yeah, and then she'd, like, lay on the floor. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
Yeah. Because, like, my sister would have stoner boyfriends. And anytime that they would come over to visit, Bree and Scarlett would be all over them on their lap. Just like curl up and just lay there and just purr, and it's like, well, you're a little stoner cat. Something about pot, I don't know what it is, but like,
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's something like catnip related.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, they might have a similar thing going on. She once also, she was really good at sneaking food. Corgis are good at sneaking food. Their face is on the ground. It's hard to keep them from eating. But if we walked by a blackberry bush, she would go and take a blackberry. Once we walked by a bunch of little tiny mushrooms.
Oh my gosh.
And she ate one before I could stop her.
Oh no. Pretty
sure she got super high because we got home and she just laid in her kennel on her back, tongue lolling out of her face, just for like an hour or two, just like, oh yeah. She looked so happy.
Oh my god, high on shroom dog.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Jessica comments, I had a cat that demanded to have pot. Then he would get so relaxed and purr.
Oh, that's cute.
How can you tell if a cat is stoned? They already chase lasers. I mean, best way you can tell, at least with Bree, is she'll like get on her back and she'll start like rolling because she never does that any other time.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, like she is not a back roller, but if she ever gets catnip, she will be a back roller. And then
it seems a relaxing thing. They go more limp and chill.
Yeah.
And then chasing lasers, they're probably not high.
Yeah, no. I will say, you would never tell that Bree was like 15 going on 16 because she can still chase after a laser pointer like nobody's business. Like we've gotten her to spin in circles like 8 times before chasing after a laser pointer because she just has that much energy.
My first dog was a whippet. I taught her ring around the rosy. Ring around the rosy, and then I'll fall down.
Yeah.
But I had also taught her that when I do down, I 90% of the time would do roll over. So she'd do I'll fall down and then roll over every single time.
Oh, it's conditioning. It's what they do.
Yep. Give me that treat. I'll do anything.
I had to start being sporadic with when I give Bree treats because for a little while when I was giving her medicine, what I would have to do to try to catch her was I would put a treat on the floor and then let her eat it. And then I would scoop her up and give her the medicine. And she started associating like treat on the floor with, oh no, forks in the mouth. No. So I would have to start increasing the number of treats to like, lull her into a sense of security. Yep. And now I've gotten to a point where I can start giving her treats again without the expectation of her getting scooped up for medicine. But she still has that kind of timidity of like, are you going to pick me up? No. No.
Reverse trained her.
Yeah, I have reverse trained her. But it was about the only way that I could get her out Because like whenever she would see the squirt bottle, she would just hide in the cave.
Yeah.
And then
I always got my cat by going brr, brr. She'd always come to me.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why. Half the time it was so I could put her in a carrier.
Yeah.
Which was awful. I'd have to pick her up by the scruff, hold the carrier like vertical so I could just plop her in it like it was a cup. That was the only way to get her in.
Oh goodness. Yeah, Bree's gotten to a point where I can like pick her up and hold her, and she usually doesn't mind when I hold her. She just kind of like begrudgingly accepts with her paws out, and she's just like
fine.
And then I'll carry her over to the carrier, and I make sure that the door is open first, and then I usher her in, and she usually goes in. At this point, she's stopped fighting me because she's old enough that she's just like, fine. And then I close the door, and then she's like, oh, but you did that. Yeah, like actually getting in there is fine, but as soon as the door's closed, she hates it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I let her get the growls out of her system, and usually it takes like a minute, and then she calms down. Then I start slipping her treats through the bars.
Yeah, we drove from Seattle to Vermont with the dog. We towed our car and we on a U-Haul. We had our 2 dogs in the cab with us, and probably illegally, we had the cat in her carrier in the car. Yeah, she was not a fan, but she was also super nice for like a year after that.
Oh my god.
And she actually did really well on that trip. Like I got her a little leash in a harness, and we would take her out at rest areas and let her walk around, and she'd creep around. What is this horrifying new location? But she took to the harness really well.
Good.
Yeah, she actually, I was surprised how well she did on that whole trip. And the dogs too. They had to sit like one on top of the other for, what was it, 4 days, 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
They were happy as can be.
Wow. Well, they got to be cuddly. So that was probably a part of it.
When they didn't get along very well. Ernie had been attacked and was very aggressive. So we were a little worried about what that trip would be like. But no, they were just little teddy bears the whole time. Aww. First thing on the trip, we drive over the mountains to my brother's to have dinner or something, say goodbye. We decided to leave the dogs in his apartment so that they could have, run around a little bit. We go out to dinner. We come back to get the dogs. We hadn't put them in kennels because we didn't know that he had any food out. Turns out Nisa ate a bag of chai tea and a chocolate bar.
Oh no.
Yeah, she ate a lot of chocolate and was always fine. But we when we arrived at my brother's place, we were in the U-Haul. We have a Kia Rio. It's like a foot off the ground. The U-Haul was like 4 feet off the ground. Nisa didn't make the adjustment and just leaped out of the car, landed on her head. Pretty sure she gave herself a black eye and a concussion.
Oh.
So that night, she's got a concussion. She's eaten chai tea and chocolate. We get to the hotel. They let us bring the dogs in. We're all sleeping on the bed. At like 2 a.m, Nisa starts barfing and barfing all over the bed.
Oh.
And it smelled so good.
Okay, I was with you until that part.
It was chai and chocolate. It smelled amazing and disgusting. So we had to ball this thing. We had to sleep. We were so tired. So we balled it up, threw it in the corner, slept the rest of the night, booked it out of there in the morning, and left a huge tip.
Oh my God.
We left a wave of destruction behind us on our way over to Vermont. It was just disgusting.
Well, thank you for leaving a tip for the housekeepers.
Yeah. Oh, we left a big one. We felt but there was nothing we could do about it. We just felt so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want disgusting dog stories, Nisa has them all.
Yeah.
I won't share them here because some of them are that was one of the tame ones.
Yeah. Are they like close to hyperbole and a half being like, look, I made food, I'm magical?
Oh my God. Way more disgusting than that.
Okay.
Oh my God. No, she was just an explosion of bodily fluids. Yeah, she was a weird dog.
Yep. Oh my gosh. We're going to have a podcast just for that.
Yes. Yes. We'll have Abe on. He's a better storyteller than I am, at least orally.
Yeah.
Probably in writing too, I think. But
oh, but to give yourself some credit though, you did that like murder mystery prose story for Less Than Secret.
I'm not bad. I'm pleased with my writing. I think Abe is a great writer though, so I need to get him to write more that I can draw. I love doing collaborative works with him.
Yeah.
We
used to do it collaborator, a lot. So
thanks. We had to find it's weird doing it with your partner because we do everything together all the time, especially during lockdown. Oh my god, he's sitting in that chair behind that bookshelf. Yeah, we've been in this position for over a year now.
Yeah,
oh, it's a good thing I work at the library. I'm gone 15 hours a week. That's the only time that we don't see each other anymore.
Yeah. My roommate and I, we've been in this place for almost a year now. Holy banana pants. But she works outside of the house, but I work almost exclusively here, except when I go door dashing. And door dashing is the one time that I can leave the house. And I'm just like, oh, it's actually kind of nice to like drive around and drop off other people's food.
Yeah.
Because it's a break from being in these walls and sitting in this one chair and not moving for hours.
The first thing we did during lockdown was buy a new couch.
Yes.
Because our old couch we had bought for $35 at Habitat for Humanity. We carried it 15 blocks to our house.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was kind of brutal. We actually had a lady in an SUV stop because we had to stop every couple blocks and be like, oh my god, this is so heavy. But a lady in an SUV stopped and was like, do you guys need help? We can put this in the truck and drive it over. And we're like, no, it's okay. We're actually like 3 blocks from our house. But it was a horrible couch. Like it was one of those, it ended up being like C-shaped. It was terrible for your spine.
Oh,
I think I actually had to go to physical therapy because of it. But so we got this new couch through Wayfair or whatever. Yeah. Oh my god, I love this couch so much. It was like the best lockdown purchase because we've spent so much time on there. All we can do is be at home. It better be a comfy couch.
It better be a comfy couch. Exactly.
I wish it was a little bit bigger, but we couldn't have fit a larger couch in our apartment.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we like each other.
I almost brought my love seat, but then Alex was like, well, I'm getting my couch from my parents because they had a spare one in the basement that they weren't using. And I'm like, okay, then I'll just leave my love seat behind. And like this thing is like so huge and also yet somehow very comfy. It's like, oh my gosh, this is really, really nice. I could sit on that thing for a while. I have to tuck a pillow behind my back, but I could do it.
Yeah, I usually have to tuck a pillow behind my back regardless of the couch. There's not like ergonomic couches. Also, really. you sit them in so many different ways. You can't really get one size fits all ergonomically for a couch. Yeah.
Well, it also is like the curse of being a professional artist or cartoonist is that you are often hunched over a particular work surface. So it's better to have something to help cushion your back when you do sit down.
Yeah. When I've been trying to, Sphinx pose. Reading in that position is actually, especially if you're working on the computer all day, is supposed to be really good for your back. So I've been trying to do that more, which is why I wish we had a bigger couch so that I could actually lay on it. But it's only like here to my knees. So if I go like a little crooked, I could just barely fit on the couch on my stomach and read a book.
Yep. All right. I'm going to take a sec to look if there's any questions from the audience. Ben asked, so Bree rolls her own. Kinda. Yeah.
Industrious.
Very industrious. Yeah. Considering she doesn't have any thumbs.
And licking the paper might actually break it up.
It might. Yeah. Yeah. We are approaching an hour and 45 minutes.
We should do final plugs, yeah?
We should do some final plugs. Oh,
I have to...
another question.
Oh, God.
How do you juggle doing personal projects and group projects? That's a good question, Angela.
I schedule time. I say, well, from 9 to 10 every night, I'm going to work on this one personal project of mine every day. And then the rest of the time will be spent on whatever is my top priority project. If I don't have any freelance, that's super nice. That makes it a lot easier. But if I have freelance group projects and personal projects, I kind of just figure out which one has the nearest deadline and just work on that until it's done.
Yeah. That's
which is how I hit the deadlines for Less Than Secret.
Yeah.
I got to get this done because I have so much else to do.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally get it. I'm similar-ish. I've tried doing like a breakdown of my schedule before where it's like from this time until this time, I will work on this freelance project. And for some gigs that helps, but for personal projects, it doesn't for me. So what I do is I take care of the important obligations first. Or at least the most urgent ones. If they're urgent and important, they're top billing.
Yeah.
But I try to keep my schedule flexible enough because, the responsibilities shift from day to day. That's just the nature of being a freelancer. So the most important and urgent are the ones that get done first. And then I take care of the important stuff. And for me, I define important as stuff that has a deadline to it because I like to try to get the deadline stuff done early.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, then I take care of the stuff that doesn't necessarily have a deadline, or at least not a hard one.
So one of the big problems is when my personal projects don't have a deadline. They just get pushed back until I have to give it a deadline. So I have a Maria Sibylla biography that I'm working on that I need to give myself a deadline because I have been working on it for 5 years off and on, and something else always pushes it back. So it is my current, you got to finish this because you've been working on it for too long.
Yep. It helps that I've been making webcomics because webcomics has built-in deadlines in there. Like, you got to get a page done by this day or else it does not go live.
Yeah, I wish I could work on a page by page, but I like to do the whole thing and then go back and edit, even if I have to edit the art, add a page, add a half a page, mix things up. I edit a lot. So I kind of have to finish it before I can do anything with it, which is a little frustrating.
Yeah.
We'll see what I do with Maria. It's a little more piecemeal, so I might be able to actually publish piece by piece.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Ben mentions in the comments the project Less Than Secret is at 4,740, almost at the 5,000 stretch goal. Come on! Buying one of Angela's curio cabinets would get us there and get us halfway to the next stretch goal. Hint, hint.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you have the moolah to do it, go and do it. We got commissions. We got the curio cabinets. We got all kinds of stuff. Like, check it out. tinyurl.com/lesssecret. Thank you for shilling in the comments, Ben.
Yes. Ben's the best shiller.
He's the best shiller. Yeah. I'm a little rusty because I haven't been to conventions in like a year.
He's always been the best shiller.
Oh yeah, he's really good at it. But I like to think that I have particular strengths that he does not.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it helps that I did caricatures at amusement park for like 3 years. So there's all kinds of like tips and techniques that you pick up when you do that.
I think shilling is probably my biggest weakness when it comes to comics.
Yeah, stick around with us. You'll get good at it.
Yeah, I'm practicing. I'm working on it.
Yeah. Well,
I'll practice.
Find a way to like get other people to talk about themselves and then circle it back to what it is that they do. As demonstrated in this live stream.
Yes, many times.
Many times. Yes. So be sure to check out Angela's curio cabinets available at tinyurl.com/lessthansecret. If you liked the sculptures, that you saw earlier today, those are the kinds of things that you can get. Yep. Oh, Ben did mention I learned how to table from Angela though.
Which is super funny.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just that he learned from me. I'd been tabling. We went to the Center for Cartoon Studies together, and I'd been tabling for a couple years already. Most of our classmates had not, I think. So I shared what I had learned, and it was mostly about how to calm my own nerves. The very first convention I did, my hands were literally shaking because I was so nervous. Fortunately, I had Abe with me, and I let him do all the talking, and I just drew.
Yep. I also learned a lot from Kelsey. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah. I try to translate that shilling experience into Kickstarter stuff, and it kind of helps. Selling online is a different beast from selling in person, though.
Yeah.
I
prefer neither. No.
Just let other people do it for you.
Yep.
Yep. Well, I would be happy to plug your stuff for you. Not just the curio cabinets, not just the commissions that you do, but also the short story that you did for Less Than Secret at Cryptid Anthology.
Oh, Seed of Truth.
And Carlos is like, I am the table. The funny thing is, it's true. I appreciate you, Carlos. I really do. Like, you are one of the biggest supporters of indie stuff that I have ever met, and I appreciate you for it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think now would be a good place to call it, mostly because I want to get some tea, but I don't want to walk away again.
And I actually have to go to my nephew's last football game of the season. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. So now would be a good place to call it. So, thank you all for joining us today. This was all for Less Than Secret at Cryptid Anthology. We have 8 days left in the campaign. We still have books available for you to pre-order, and each book comes with seven different short stories, mine and Angela's included. Angela did a short story about the
Albatross.
Thank you. And I did a short story about the Mothman. And there's other cryptids like the Fresno Nightcrawler, the Chupacabra, the Rougarou,
Dover Demon,
and the Dover Demon, and the Jersey Devil, and a whole bunch of others.
Yep.
Yes. So be sure to check it out at tinyurl.com/less-than-secret. We do have commissions still available, so get those while you can. Every time we say your cryptid's name, Ben in the comment is like Gesundheit.
Yep.
Just notice that. Every time. Oh, Ben.
That's right.
Yep. Ben is also one of the contributors and one of the people helming the project for Less Than Secret. tinyurl.com/less-than-secret. There are 8 days left. Also, if you want to splurge, we do still have curio cabinets available, curated by our very own Angela here.
And you can pick a theme. So if you have something in particular you really like, it could be real or probably fake, depending on what you want.
Like, could you do a unicorn curio cabinet?
Good.
Oh,
yes,
my gosh.
Themed curio cabinet.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So there you go. More incentive if you want to get a curio cabinet of your own. All right. I think that's all I've got for now.
Yeah.
So where can people find you online if you want to be found and not play Cryptid and disappear?
Yes. AngelaBcomics.com. That has links to everything, stores and Twitter and Instagram and Patreon and all sorts of very fun things. And a website where you can read all of my comics, almost all my comics.
Heck yeah. Wait, which ones are not available online?
Probably Awesome Possum.
Hi, Abe.
I think mostly just Awesome Possum. Although they should be up there. I should put them up there. I can do anything I want with them at this point.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you've ever wanted to check out a anthology series that Angela here ran, AngelaBcomics.com. And you can find out more about me by checking out Linktree/KelseyD. All of my links are there. All of them.
I know, I hate that, right?
Yeah, like all of them. Like even my website, my Tumblr, my Instagram, and all that stuff. Again, I mostly do that because I could not get so consistent social media handles across all platforms. So it's like Instagram / Kelsey D. Crawford, and on Tumblr I'm something else, and all that stuff.
YouTube and
and YouTube is like Kelsey C or something like that. I don't remember.
It's Kelsey D.
Or Kelsey D. I'm Kelsey C on some platforms, Kelsey D on others, and it's like just go to Linktree.
Yep.
Yeah, Linktree is also in the doobly-doo if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, just go to my Linktree. Boom. Yeah, and if you're watching this on Ben's Facebook page, Linktree. And if you want to check out the campaign, tinyurl.com/lessonsecret.
It is.
There it is. All right. That's all we got. 8 days left. There you go. Okay.
Buy a book.
Yes, buy the book. Anything else that you would like to say before we sign off?
No. Everybody, go fill your tea.
Go fill your tea. Thank you all for watching. You are awesome. Bye-bye.